Why do you think having a bigger house is the solution when you haven't managed the one you're in now? We all think, oh, if I just had an extra room, or oh, if I had more closet space. I mean, my comments are flooded with, if I only had a house as big as you. The answer is not, I need a bigger house. That logic is flawed. Every house must have a home for every item they own. It doesn't matter if you're living in a 400 square foot apartment in New York City or if you're in a 5,000 square foot home in Montana. You have to downsize and sacrifice to meet the needs of your home. That's obvious though, right? I mean, we all know that if you're in a 400 square foot apartment, you can't own as much as someone living in that house in Montana. You probably own a handful of clothes. You probably got a couple pair of shoes. Definitely no blender or air fryer or makeup vanity. Look, the reality is, if you can't master living with less, then having more space is only a temporary fix, because you will inevitably fill it up again. And don't say you won't, because you will. Clutter will fill the space you give it. I mean, just imagine you're in a bigger house and you've got tons of empty spaces, like empty drawers, empty cabinets. How easy is it just to find something that doesn't have a home and chuck it into one of those? And then before you know it, you're shoving the drawer or the cabinet full of stuff. Mastering clutter all comes down to discipline. You have to be willing to make sacrifices. You have to stick to the one in, one out rule. I challenge you to never say or think the words, if only I had a bigger home, or if only I had a bigger space, until you've sacrificed, you've found a place for everything, you've gotten rid of anything you aren't using frequently. And by frequently, I mean within a month. If you haven't used it in 30 days, chances are you won't even miss it. Once you've found a place for everything, you've mastered living with less, then you can start to think about upsizing your home. But you have to cure the root problem first.